Full disclosure, I did not look at and see if this is true or not. So let's just pretend that this is true. My immediate question is there also language in the bill and in the legislation that reads, we are going to subsidize the parent that has to stay home because 40% of families of children with Down syndrome have to stay home to care for their children. If there's mobility issues, is there also a line in the legislation that states the state will then pay for a vehicle that is like a handicap accessible vehicle? Will they also have room in their budget to change like the width of the hallways, change showers and different things like that, again, to accommodate mobility issues? And then all these families will have all the necessary supports available and resources available to them. I hope that's also in the legislation. Oh, and then unfortunately, if that child were to pass, are they going to pay for the funeral and burial expenses because you are now forcing families to birth these children? Okay. Other than all of those questions I have for that particular legislation, let's also look at the world in which the opposite or the inverse would be true. And this is a heinous world that I wouldn't want to live in. But let's say there's some sort of like crazy government that comes into power and they're like, if you are pregnant with a child with any sort of trisomy, or let's say trisomy 21, you must terminate. You don't get a choice in terminating or not. You will terminate. That would be vile and disgusting. I hope the whole world would be in an uproar about that kind of legislation. So why is this okay? Why are we making decisions for families? And the reality of all of this is just that, okay, so you pass something like that and you're furthering the divide. So the folks that have the resources to go out of state or out of country to terminate would likely do that. And the folks that don't have the resources to do it now have a very sick, have a disabled child. And likely all of those things that I asked in the beginning of the video about help from the government is nowhere to be found. And the craziest part of all of this is that oftentimes it's not just trisomy 21, it's trisomy 21 with other comorbidities. And so it's just like, okay, well, if that part is true, then it negates all the other parts of this fetus or this child's picture. And it's crazy. It's crazy that this is like actually what people think is the right thing to do.